wow, look at that. It's my $1,000 Honda inside. Hey, wow, guess what? It's broken in multiple fashions. Hey, wow. Ugh! Giant fuel leak. Of course, you can't see it because it dried up, because of course it did. But there's a massive fuel leak on the back of the gas tank. Can you see it from there, maybe? I don't know. Camera's awkward. Also, my window's not rolling up. I don't know what's up with that, but I guess I'm taking the interior apart. Can't wait. Is the window gonna go up now? Of course not. Well, at least it's consistent. Does it go down? Doesn't go up or down. Cool. Oh! There we go. Still can't find anything in this stupid toolbox. I need a label maker or something. Oh yeah, this is for a later video, but I can't install it yet because the other one's still stuck in Canada. Stop it. Here's how to disassemble a Honda inside interior. Step one, just pull on stuff. It'll come off. It's freaking stuck together with bubble gum and duct tape. Oh look, one of the clips came off. Of course it did. Wonderful. Next one. Yep. Really? Really difficult with one hand, actually. Of course, that clip came off too! Wonderful. Hey, wow, look at that. The interior's apart now, but we're just getting started because now I have this absolute nightmare. This is the little access hatch for the top of the fuel tank. And this is actually like a rubber duct that the battery IMA system uses to get fresh ventilation air to keep itself cool. It gets it right off the top of the fuel tank because, you know, why not suck fuel saturated air right past all the electronics? Wonderful. So now I gotta get that off, and that will give me access to the top of the fuel tank. And hopefully I can see where my leak is coming from, except it's all evaporated, so, you know, probably not. And I'm just gonna stare at it with a dumb, stupid look on my face. Okay, so I got the stupid air duct of doom removed, and, well, not removed. You can't actually take it out because the wiring harness goes through it for the fuel pump, so it just has to kind of dangle there and get in the way. And anyways, I do think I kind of found my problem. This smells great. That's a lot of fuel chilling there on the top of the fuel tank. So my last video where I saw how bad my fuel economy could go by driving like a jerk and generating lots of G-forces probably sloshed that extra gallon of fuel out of the fuel sending unit. So good job me. Why is it leaking? I don't know. Let's take these god-awful, terrible, I hate them so much quick release fuel lines off, bash my knuckles against this sharp metal, and then take this hateful pile of crap out of here and look at the O-ring, which will probably look fine, and then put it back together with a hammer and go inside and sleep for the rest of eternity. Update, I've made a discovery. I'm terrible and I hate myself, but here's why. For those of you playing at home, I didn't screw the sending unit in. That's less than ideal, if I'm honest. Generally, when you have a sending unit in a car, you want it to actually be attached to the fuel tank. I suppose us inside owners are just too good for such frivolities and prefer to live life on the wild side with our fuel tanks open to the elements and our fuel pumps dangling proudly. On the plus side, I guess this means I don't really have to disassemble it more. I can just kind of, you know, put it back together. Yay! So if you think back to about 30 seconds ago when I said I was going to reassemble it with a hammer, I actually wasn't just being cute. I mean, I was being absolutely adorable, but I actually ended up using this broken mallet handle to drive the ring on a bit more. I think what actually happened is I didn't get this on all the way, and it loosened up and started sloshing out oil. So that's great. I guess now I just put it back together. I really hope that I didn't like cross thread this or anything. You know, I was throwing all this together and I was just thinking, you know, what could the universe do to just make this even worse? And you know what it could do? I could get this all done and then find out that I forgot to hook something up. So let's give the car a quick start and make sure that it still actually, you know, functions. Wow, how about that? I managed to do something correctly. Astonish even myself sometimes. Yeah, okay, there we go. That sort of resembles like an interior that people would use. Ear protection is just the man's way of keeping us down. Oh boy, oh golly gee, oh wowzer, it's time to take off the door card. At least maybe I can figure out why my lock switch also does not work. And also my window. Well, the mystery of the non-functional lock switch has been solved. It just straight up wasn't plugged in. I'm just going to double check and make sure that my window is indeed not working. It is not. Okay, let's see if it's getting voltage to that plug. This is very difficult to do with all of my hands, but right there, if I push down, I get 12 volts across the 1 and 4 pins, so everything's good right up until the point it gets to the motor. Actually, I wonder if just reseating the connection will work. Let's find out. Haha, nope. Okay, so I'm going to just try removing the commutator without pulling the whole regulator because, well, that job sucks. I've done it twice. So, oh gosh, what do? I've got 2 little bitty Phillips to get to that are down deep into this door card, and I can actually see one of them there. The other one I have to do by feel, and then I can pull just the commutator out, see if it's dirty. I'm probably just gonna sand it clean anyways, spray some contact cleaner in there, and if that doesn't fix it, I'm just gonna drive the car off a cliff. Will I be in it though? That's the question. You know, I really gotta say, as far as things to do go, disassembling a window motor in situ is certainly one of them. Anyway, here's the guts. Let's, I guess let's just clean all this gunk off with some sandpaper and see what happens. There's quite a bit of buildup on there, so I can't imagine we'll hurt anything. It's never gonna work again, is it? Also gonna spray some contact cleaner down on the brushes, because, you know, why not? That's the thing you do. Yeah, honestly, that looks pretty good. Now I just have to make it go back in there. no joy. I got a few brief squeaks out of it, but it sounded pretty unhappy about it, so yeah, I guess that motor's probably just done. That's unfortunate, and means this car is probably just gonna sit until I can get a new one, because I don't want to put this all back together and then have to take it apart again. Yeah. Okay, a new wrinkle has developed. I've got the motor apart, and I actually got the brush assembly out, and you can see here that this brush is absolutely trashed. Now this brush was down here, I switched their positions, because what I think is happening here is there's just a little bit of slop in this drivetrain, and it has to work a lot harder to move the window up, and the extra forces putting on the brush is just absolutely disintegrating it. So I swapped the two brushes. I sort of bent their retainers inward a little bit to hopefully get better contact. So I'm gonna put all this crap back together, and we'll see if that did any good or not. Okay, I've got it plugged back in here for a bench test, so I guess we'll see how she suffers. I don't trust this. That's working far too well. And because I'm super not trusting of that, I'm not going to just leave it at that. I'm going to use some of this. This is actually a Honda thing. This is, you can buy this at a Honda dealership. It's called Shin-Etsu grease. And this stuff is absolute magic for window regulators and window tracks. And where I'm going to put this is all along here where this linear bearing has to slide. On the inside, there's kind of some gunked up old lube that doesn't exist anymore. I'm also going to put it along here because the axis, or the point that it tries to move the window along, is going to tend to tilt it slightly towards the rear, and so that leading corner is going to dig into this track. So this definitely needs to be very, very well lubed. So I'm going to take some of this, smear it all up in there, smear it all up in here, and throw this all back together. And hopefully that'll have it. So if you've got a window in your car already, you're probably just gonna use like a Q-tip or something to get that Shin-Etsu grease into the window track. But since my window is out, I'm also gonna put it on this trailing edge and the leading edge as well, just before I put it in the car, just to make life that little bit easier and give it as much help as it can. I guess it probably doesn't let you lock it when there's doors open, you know, like the back hatch. But that's the fastest I've ever seen that window move, and it sounds great. So I'm gonna call that a success. And I don't smell any gas right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and call that a success, and I'm sure I'll regret saying that this early in the game, but I think we won tonight. It only took 3 hours. Yay!